back. It's been a minute. I had to take a little bit of time, get a little work done. But um, what happened was my subscription to Fender Play expired. So, they had that Rona 3 months free or something. Got my 3 months and I was outie. Um, Not because it was a bad program. I actually liked it, but I felt like I needed to learn the fretboard a little more. So I ended up going with Scott's bass lessons, which he's all over YouTube. And Scott's bass lessons, basically, right there. Um, it's this new program he has for fretboard accelerator. And one thing I noticed when I was doing the Fender Play program was I kept wondering, man, what are they having me play? Right? Like I was doing things and I'm here and I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm all over this fretboard and I didn't know what I was playing. Um, I ended up going to see other videos and doing other things and I was like, man, I really need to learn this before I move on to playing more songs and everything. So this is what I'll be doing from here on out. I'll be showing lessons from Scott's um, fretboard accelerator, but I respect Scott's um, personal property here, and I'm not going to publish this entire workbook. This is worth money, so pay the money, get the material. I'm not going to give it to you for free. That wouldn't be fair to Scott. So this is module one, and so what we're doing in module one is basically triads, major triads in the root position. And so this is stuff that I've kind of done before on the piano, but this gives me a little bit more, I guess you could say, perspective from the fretboard as opposed to the piano. One thing that I found fascinating, and this is the one piece I will show, is the circle of fifths, which is very widely known. The circle of fifths is basically a very easy way to remember, if you go in the right direction, um, the fourths, basically. So you start at C, you go backwards and you go on a fourth. So C to F, F to B flat. I didn't realize it was C, F, and then Bead, B-E-A-D, G. Those are all flats. And then it repeats, Bead, G, naturals. I didn't realize it until I actually saw it written out linearly and I read it from this workbook and was like, duh. Like, duh. Anyway, so there's a practice that we're going to do. This is basically the first shape that we're practicing because we're learning the fretboard. Guitars have these shapes and patterns. So the shape is 1. So we're going from the 1 to the 5 to the 3. And so there's a backing track I'll be playing, and I'm going to do that all the way around the circle of fifths. I'll be stating the root note as I play it. It's just something Scott says we need to do in order to get used to knowing where we're at, what we're about to play next, and it help us memorize the circle. So here is the backing track and this first lesson. I don't have it down just right. I'm better sitting down because I can look at the fretboard, so it's a little difficult for me standing up, getting used to this, but we'll see. E flat, Hopefully that audio wasn't too bad. I didn't recognize I was peaking until after almost the first one. But I kept messing up down here. So that should have been the B flat, E flat, A flat, yeah, and then D flat. So it's basically, so if we start at the C, is C, skip, skip, skip. So you go over three, or technically 4 frets over, and then you go down one and back two. So, so that's shape one. So pretty cool. This backing track is 110 beats per minute. It also uses 2 bars as opposed to one. So the 1 bar one is a little bit faster. I'm not ready for that just yet. If you wanted to see me play it, I stumble across the entire thing because it's a little bit faster, and I mess around and I get lost somewhere in the sauce. This is 140. 140. I told you that 140. That 140. I ain't ready for that 140. I ain't ready for that 140. I need a 110. Alright, so that's it. So I'm still working on it, still practicing, learning these shapes, adding this theory to it. I think is really going to help me really learn this fretboard. Already getting great value out of this lesson from Scott, specifically around the circle of fifths being C, B, G, C, bead, G, those are flats, and then bead, G, those are naturals. Simple stuff, but those little things are the reason why I decided to pay for this lesson. And so far, it's already paying off. Appreciate it, Scott.